Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. Welcome to Thirukkolur Penpillai Rahasyam, episode number 45. Swami Ramanuja is one of the greatest saints which our spiritual land could gift us. He is the greatest gift for the mankind. Now, this great saint has been in the news for the last 2-3 days because of the inauguration of the statue of equality in Hyderabad. It is a life-size statue of this great saint who called out all the social evils thousands of years back. For him, it was a very simple message which he gave to everyone in the society in those days, that by constantly chanting the names of the Lord and by completely surrendering unto Him, anyone can attain liberation. Till then, liberation, spirituality, devotion, this was something which was related or which was a matter for the so-called higher castes. He broke all those shackles by giving out the mantra, by giving out the divine chant of Om Namo Narayana from a temple top, and it was addressed to everyone irrespective of caste or creed. It took some time even for the great teachers before him to understand the depth which Swami Ramanuja carried and his burning passion to remove all these inequalities prevailing in the society in the name of religion and rituals. Rightfully so, even after 1,000 years today, he is honored with the statue of equality. Now, in front of this great saint, Thirukkolur Penpillai is continuing her divine benchmarking. Now, over the next 4 or 5 Bhakti Rahasyams, Thirukkolur Penpillai seems to have got into the series of Ramayana, because the next 4 or 5 episodes she is continuously comparing herself with great personalities from Ramayana. So hopefully this is the 45th episode, maybe till the 50th episode we should be able to understand and even narrate a few bits of the great epic Ramayana. Let us take that as a target. Now, in today's episode, she is comparing herself with the great Lakshmana, the brother of Lord Rama. Her Bhakti Rahasyam, her Bhakti statement to Swami Ramanuja is, did I do constant service to the Lord like Lakshmana? So, Lakshmana is known for the exemplary devotional service he rendered to Lord Rama. In fact, sage Valmiki, who authored this great epic, describes Lakshman in the following Sanskrit verses. Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha, which means Lakshman is such a person who has the full grace of goddess Lakshmi. Now, what does this mean? If we see in the normal terms, one who is graced by goddess Lakshmi would mean one is uber rich, he or she is super rich in terms of monetary wealth. But here, in the context of Lakshman and also in general, Lakshmi Sampannaha, that is graced by goddess Lakshmi, doesn't mean monetary wealth alone. Here, Lakshman didn't actively chase monetary wealth, nor was wealth following him. He was an epitome, he was a storehouse of divine experiences. For him, it was always Lord Ram in his thoughts. So, the one who goes on carrying out his or her duties, chanting the names of the Lord, and always waiting for some kind of divine experiences, and thereby or thus getting engrossed in these divine experiences, tasting the nectar of devotion, to him or her, Goddess Lakshmi is fully blessing or gracing such a person. So that is the meaning of Lakshmi Sampannaha, where it has got nothing to do with monetary wealth, but it has got fully, it's related fully to the devotion. Now, coming back to Lakshman's story, his only mission, his sole motto in life was Lord Ram. Now, if we were to draw a parallel in our life, we have our own goals and ambitions which become a changing goalpost at every phase of our life. Up to a particular point in time, education is the sole priority, then getting a good job, getting fame, name, wealth in the society, then after a point in time, maintaining the family, then maintaining oneself, maintaining the kids, and finally passing away peacefully. These are all the changing goalposts which we can see in the life of a normal person. But if one would have asked Lakshman, what is your goal or aim in life? For him, it was constantly serving Lord Ram, right from his childhood till his end. Now, let us see what services Lakshman rendered to Lord Rama, as it is evidenced from the great epic Ramayana. Now, we will be seeing just a few of the experiences because the list is endless. What Lakshman did for Lord Ram cannot be covered in a 15-minute video. So we'll just see some glimpses, and that will give us some examples of how deeply Lakshman valued Lord Rama. Now, at the age of 11, sage Vishwamitra comes to King Dasharatha asking for Rama and Lakshmana. He wanted these two princes to save his yajnas from some demons. Now, this was also a Bhakti Rahasyam which we discussed in the past about sage Vishwamitra. Now, in that incident, when Rama was leaving, immediately Lakshman followed him. Now, along with the mission which they were interested to fight off the demons, Lord Rama and Lakshmana did great service to sage Vishwamitra also. Like after a tiresome walk, when they would rest for the day, Rama and Lakshmana used to massage sage Vishwamitra's feet. Now, after they were done, when it was the turn for the princess to sleep, Lakshmana would massage Lord Rama's feet. Then, after that only, he used to go to sleep. Then, at the age of 26, it was the situation where Lord Rama was asked to go into the forest for 14 years. Now, Lord Rama wanted to go alone, but Sita Mata followed him, and Lakshman also followed the suit. When Lord Rama rejected the proposal of Lakshmana to accompany him, Lakshman says, just like a fish cannot survive if it is thrown out of the water even for some time. Similarly, oh Lord, I can't bear that separation from you even for a single moment. For whatever number of years you and Sita Mata are there in the forest, I will serve you. This is my word. So when Rama saw the firm attitude of Lakshmana, he could no longer reject him. So Rama, Sita and Lakshmana went into the exile. Now even in their forest life, Lakshmana would do whatever was required out of him, and he would not even wait for instructions. So if, say, Sita Mata wanted a fruit or a flower, it is described in the Ramayana that she just had to start saying what she wanted, and before she could complete, Lakshmana would be ready with that particular object, whatever Sita Mata wanted. So right from arranging food to taking care of Rama and Sita, Lakshmana was always at the forefront, to such an extent that he did not sleep a wink for 14 years. He was always on the guard, always on the watch, taking care of the divine couple. Such was his depth of love for Lord Rama. In fact, another interesting incident is when Lakshman is asked by Rama to build a wooden cabin where they all can be accommodated. So Lord Rama gives him that freedom that, say, Lakshmana, this is the wooden cabin to be built or a wooden house to be built. You please take your decision, build a nice house. To which Lakshman feels dejected. He tells Rama if he has committed any wrong or if he has committed any sins by mistake. So the reason why he felt dejected and uttered those words were, why was Lord Ram not giving him clear-cut instructions? Why did he leave the construction of the wooden house at Lakshman's will? Lakshman didn't want any free will. Lord Rama's wish was his command. He was just waiting for the instructions. So, seeing this love, Lord Rama gave him a nice idea that he wanted such and such architectural design in today's parlance. He gave the architectural blueprint of the wooden house, and Lakshman, without any help from the divine couple, he built the wooden house right from the start. That is, right from cutting the trees to getting the necessary materials within the forest to executing this construction according to Lord Ram's wish. He carried it to the core. He had built such a nice house that Lord Rama was utterly pleased, and he hugged Lakshman tightly. He tells him that, Lakshman, you are like a fatherly figure to me. Even though Lakshman was a day younger to Rama and he considered him as his elder brother, his God, his everything, yet Rama at that moment felt that Lakshman was taking care of him like his father would have done. Like King Dashratha, Lakshman was at the same platform. So that was the love, mutual love between the brothers, and that's how there are so many incidents or episodes in this great epic where the only mission of Lakshmana was to serve Lord Ram. In fact, when Sita Mata is kidnapped and Lord Ram is making plans to trace her and to get her back from wherever she is, he spends some moments in isolation because he is really dejected at the fate of losing his wife. At that moment, it is Lakshman who consoles the ultimate power, who consoles Lord Rama, who gives him words of motivation and gives the Lord that moral strength to face life. In fact, there are many great commentators, many great sages who have given this description in Ramayana where they say that the Lord in that dejected state could have lost his life then and there only, if not for Lakshman, who came and gave that motivation and courage to the Lord. So they end by saying that Lord Rama could have lived in separation with Sita, but he could never live being separated with Lakshman. So such was the great serving attitude of Lakshman towards Lord Ram. And these are the various incidents which Thirukkolur Penpillai captures, and she feels that Lakshman, he never felt dejected, he never lamented, he never repented his decision to come to the forest. He sacrificed all his comforts for the devotional service of the Lord. Thirukkolur Penpillai feels that she is living comfortably in this divine land of Thirukkolur. She doesn't have to sacrifice her comforts, yet the thought of serving the Lord never occurred to her. So she laments that what a great devotee Lakshman was and where she was, what was her state. So she is not devoted enough to the Lord to feel that she is fit to stay in Thirukkolur. So that is the comparison she draws, that did I do this great service, devotional service to the Lord like Lakshman? Now this is a beautiful message for us as well, where if we see from Lakshman's life, these were some limited examples which were gathered and presented in this Bhakti Rahasyam. There are countless other experiences. If one has the time to read the great epic Ramayana, one can relish all these divine experiences which Lakshman had. So the message which Lakshman gives us is selfless action filled with devotion can lead one to ultimate happiness, can lead one closer to the Lord. So that was the greatness, that were the great attributes of Lakshman. And many great saints say this, that Swami Ramanuja was the incarnation of Lakshmana. So imagine Thirukkolur Penpillai is talking about Lakshmana to Lakshmana, because Lakshmana was an incarnation of Adisesha, that is the serpent bed of Lord Vishnu. Swami Ramanuja was also the avatar of Adisesha, the serpent bed. So Lakshmana and Ramanuja are one and the same personality who took birth in different time periods. So, by narrating about Lakshmana, maybe Ramanuja would have recalled all those great incidents, all those great episodes when he was Lakshman and he was serving the Lord. That is the beautiful comparison which comes out of this Bhakti Rahasyam. So that's all from this Bhakti Rahasyam. Stay blessed, stay devoted and stay tuned for our next Bhakti Rahasyam. Radhe Krishna, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.